10 Paradoxes of Being Rich. The video we have for you today will offer a fresh perspective on the benefits of material success. The wealthy have a different perspective on life, and it's not just because of the luxuries money can buy. The privileged see the world through a different set of spectacles than the rest of us. So let's begin. Number 1. The less you work, the richer you feel. At the top of the pyramid, having free time is considered the ultimate luxury because it is the one thing that the rich can't buy. The point of wealth is to be enjoyed, otherwise it serves no purpose. This is why all the wealthy people in the world are using their money to buy themselves more time. This is one of those extremely potent ideas that most people never give any thought to. To save $5 on groceries or a few cents on gas, people will literally waste 40 minutes in traffic driving further to that one supermarket. On the contrary, the wealthy are able to buy back time by increasing their financial resources. They either find people to work for them for a fee or use the funds to speed up the process overall. This is where the private jet and the helicopter ride to the airport comes into play. It's not a competition to see who can impress others, but rather a means to an end. Finding ways to give yourself more leisure time is one of the best ways to enjoy your newfound wealth. Number 2. The richer you are, the less taxes you pay. It's true that there are strategies designed to help the wealthy pay less in income tax, but that's not the whole story. The only way to become wealthy is to supply something of value to the market, which means that either you have to win the lottery, steal it, or inherit it. If you start a company and employ people, those workers will soon be able to support themselves and their families. If only you could go into business for yourself and pay as little in taxes as the wealthy do. However, you must be aware that starting a business is no simple feat. You need the right idea, you need to work hard, you need to face risk, you need to innovate, and there is still a good chance of failure and all your money going down the drain. Number 3. Unless you behave contrary to what made your fortune, people don't think you are rich. This one is particularly funny to us because most people have no idea what it takes to become wealthy. People instantly picture Ferraris and yachts when they hear the phrase wealth. But the reality is that only naive children and adults who have never worked with real money have that mentality. Anyone who has amassed wealth through their own efforts understands the value of strict budgeting. In your opinion, someone has already achieved success and riches even if they are only halfway there. To the poor, being successful means being able to flex your expensive liabilities off on everyone else. The wealthy do the opposite. They invest in their financial future first and use the interest to fund their own lavish life. Number 4. The richer you are, the more in debt you are. We know this comes as a shock to you, but we have been saying for years that people need to get out of debt and start being smart financially. It's the truth though, as you can see. The accumulation of wealth is facilitated by the use of debt. However, the poor are exploited by their debt and can never escape their situations. An amazing phenomenon known as leverage exists today. Leverage is the method of increasing one's wealth by using the wealth of others. Number 5. The richer you are, the more money you can turn down. Being wealthy allows you to politely decline much larger sums of money than you might have realized before. If you have amassed wealth through shrewd means, you likely possess skills that are highly sought after by employers. When your talents are recognized, lucrative offers will begin to flow in. If you have done your job well, you'll be able to pick and choose the assignments you enjoy the most. The importance of financial resources has diminished. This phenomenon, known as golden handcuffs, traps far too many people. Because the pay is so high, you are effectively trapped doing work you despise. The point is to amass so much wealth that monetary obligations to others become impossible. Number 6. Building and maintaining wealth is boring. Most of what the general public knows about the wealthy comes from media depictions of such people. There's always some sort of drama going on, some sort of pressing deadline, some sort of pressing need to seal the deal, some sort of betrayal, and some other nonsense. The path to financial success isn't smooth or exciting, but it is a path nonetheless. Discipline and fiscal responsibility are the two most crucial components. You need the self-control to put in the effort every day to increase your income and the wisdom to know what to do with it once you have it. It usually takes years of consistent effort, reading, thinking of new ideas, and fighting to keep people around long enough to make progress. Number 7. All your friends are on a different time schedule than you because they have to work. But if you take the plunge without being filthy rich, unless you have completely cut all ties with the past, you probably still keep in touch with a number of friends from your younger days. The irony is that expected to reap the benefits of your hard work once you attain success. But you see, we humans derive pleasure from social interaction, from spending time with those we like. Unfortunately, your old pals didn't experience the same upswing that you did. This path leads to an odd destination where you all feel alone. As a result of their commitments, they rarely have free time to socialize. They can't keep up with your financial possibilities, so you end up being the one to compromise, even if the stars align and you're finally able to do what you want to do. Number 8. The richer you are, the more you can't afford to do some things. There are primarily 3 causes for this. 1. You have a high value on your time, so any tasks that can be delegated to others will be, even if you used to enjoy performing them. Second, you are constantly worried that people will sue you for financial gain in situations where most people would simply brush it off and walk away. Third, wealth is a responsibility, not an entitlement. You can't just sit back and let it grow while you go on a world cruise if that's your dream. Especially if you're still in the middle of the path to your financial success, you should be prepared to be present and to put out fires. Number 9. Being rich means you now have more options to F up your life. Money buys freedom of choice, whether in matters of substance or of companion. Even when the world isn't out to get him, the average person makes some pretty poor decisions that end up having a negative impact on his life. They still succumb to addiction despite financial hardships, and they contribute to cheat on their co-workers. Everything gets magnified when you have plenty of cash. You are now financially stable enough to indulge in any habit you like. When Margot Robbie comes out to you in real life, Wolf of Wall Street scenario, it's hard to think that you won't make the Jordan Belfort trade, because people who were previously out of your league are now throwing themselves at you. Number 10. The richer you are, the more you have to lose, and it's stressing the hell out of you. To put it bluntly, getting rich calls for a lot of hard work, time, and sacrifice. No one ever thought it was for nothing. As a result, you're constantly plagued by the dread of losing everything, and it won't leave you alone until you learn to combat it. You now have the power to affect the lives of hundreds of people through your business decisions, and tens of thousands through the wage your workers receive. The stress of creating something of value should never be understated. When the stakes are that high, you learn to put a lot more pressure on yourself than you used to.